And hello everyone, welcome back. Well, not welcome back, but welcome, I suppose, to Hearts of Iron 4. Yeah, we're to play as, well, if you can guess by that color, we're going to play as Spain. So I've done a little bit of playing to refamiliarize myself with the game. As there's a lot of, compared to the other games, Hearts of Iron 4 is not my strong suit. Not by any means. But we are going to play Spain. Alright, so here we are. Now, first things, you gotta get your research going. And I do like my research. So we're gonna start off by grabbing machine tools, electronic engineering, and support weapons. I want all of those things. I want my civilian factories. Build some more factories over here in the... some factories over there in the east. So, we have two main paths. On the one hand, you can go... Kami, which is this path. But we're not going to. On the other hand, you can go fascist, which is what we're going to go with. To do that, we have to go with a Great Spain. Assign divisions. We'll fix that by going here. Boop. And also, I believe, yes, here. And in command of this wonderful unit is the nationalist Mohammed Mizrahi, and in command we have the Field Marshal, Emilio, because Frank will not be helping us this time around. And I just need a lot of guns. Let's take all of you guys. Well, let's then let's just go like this, and we're going to create just a nice little fallback line like so, and we're going to have all of them go to that. Perfect. So, with that out of the way, let's roll up the things and let's take a look at what we're dealing with. We've got, first of all, Carlism. So a century ago, the king was like, my eldest daughter should rule. And the Carlists were like, no, it's a lady, no. And then they caused civil war for the next 100 years, basically. Well, it wasn't always civil war, but they were always being dicks about it. Then we had a little bit of a military coup back in 1932. They would like to see a return to the monarchy, or maybe a nice fascist dictatorship, that sort of thing. We've got the political violence, because we've had a miners' strike. Which is, you know, is what it is. And then we've got the nationalist strikes, because people are like, hey, I would like to be not oppressed. I know, it's weird, but it is what it is. The armament, is anything interesting going on? Oh. They're revisiting the colonial policy. An interesting choice. Because that will lead toward things like withdrawing from contested territories, independence, India being its own place. Interesting. So that's an interesting option for the UK. Oh, speaking of interesting choices, looks like they're either going... They're not sticking with democracy. Or have they? Don't know. They might go with Republic. Or they might go... Ooh, it's hard to say. Communist looks like they're headed for. Alright, interesting. Very interesting. And then across the pond. Nothing... That's pretty usual. New Deal. Crown Corporation's normal enough. Industrial planning, normal. Don't know. Invite foreign investors as their first option. Interesting. But who will they invite? So we've got a Great Spain, which is great. Now we have to hand over the Ceta campaign chest. Yeah. So yeah, Hearts of Iron 4. Of the main Paradox universe, Imperator Rome, Crusader Kings 2, Hearts of Iron 4, and Stellaris even, I think the Hearts of Iron series is the least like the rest. Maybe that's why I don't play it as much. Maybe. Might also be because, yeah, so I don't play as much. Maybe I'm just not as good as it. Maybe that's why I don't do a lot of these things. What are you up to, buddy? Oh, you're inviting foreign investors. You're doing the Great Purge, of course. Spanish election of 1936. So now we are on the path to a civil war. So we're going to go with that. So I want to push the Civil War hard. Which reminds me, I also want to take my boats. Send all my boats over there. And take my planes. Expand them for now. So what we're doing, right? In case you're curious. Merge. That. Good. You're good with torpedoes. So here's kind of the deal. The dealio. As you can see, I can push to get control of various areas, which is what we're doing. At the moment, this is how the war would split out. Now, basically, we're in danger of having a 3- to 4-way war. Because you can get... there's the main war between the Nationalists and the Republicans. And then you have... who was that? Oh. I like him, though. And then you have... you can have the Carlists can show up depending on what you do with them, as well as anarchists. So it's a big. It's just you got your democracy, you've got your communists, you've got your fascists, you've got your anarchists. It's just a big thing. There we are. So we have the militarized of the Rhineland. I assume you know what that is. We have a lot of leftover cash. Now we're going to try and get the negotiating of the Carlist support. So hopefully that'll work out for us. Unite area. Protecting the rights of all peoples for self-determination. Will weaken the UK's powers. Alright. They've gone insane! Why would any nation do that? Speaking of, colonial naval bases, nothing interesting there. Public works. Unknown. Still at war. Guide the colonies. Let's take a look at that path. Okay. Neutrality. Alright, typical US stuff. Legacy of the Revolution. Hello. Hold on a second. we might be seeing communist Mexico. Grab that. Because I do want my sweet, sweet technology. Alright. Alright. So that's already the first thing. That's different. Royal Guards, eh? Royal Guards? Yeah, nothing different really. Nothing too weird there. Nothing too weird there. Alright, so the only odd part so far is it looks like the UK is going down a different path. Yeah, normally they don't decolonize, I don't think. I think they reinforce the Empire, usually. Alright, so we've negotiated Carlist support. We're reaching out to the the left has antagonized the Carlists, who like their priests. So there was 5 well-trained armies with 3 battalions. Great. Now we have a choice. Do we back the Carlists? Alright. We should only do if the Spanish Civil War has begun. It's mutually exclusive with the phalanx. So we can only do this once the war has begun. It hasn't begun yet, so we will continue down. And we'll grab the Army of Africa as part of our team. Vincent Rojo Luce. Well, he's a good backup. So, because we are going to lose this guy when the war starts, so let's sway a military leader. Alright, the war ended as we expected. You know, they always tend to win that. Ethiopia falls to Italy, as it generally does. Alright, so they secured the guard. Now they're training the youth unions. And they're trying to imprison Primo de Rivera. That's a shame. I mean, who doesn't like Primo de Rivera? I certainly like him. So you just need to not give them, because they get a lot of things that they can really sabotage you with. We'd like to not be sabotaged. All right. So the dismissal of Niceto Alcala Zamora. Okay. So the current president has been removed by his own party, and they put a figurehead in instead. So good for them. Second London Naval Treaty. Is equal to Britain US. So they've all agreed to have certain military sizes, which is fine. Now let's get our land doctrine. I like mobile warfare. Let's get some industry going. Mobile warfare is great. It gives you movement. It gives you more troops. And I like movement, and I like troops, because if you move quickly, you can get fancy encirclements, and I like those. Now, the other nice thing is that we do all of these actions faster when they try to counter things. See, they're trying to challenge me there. So yeah, it takes me 15 days. But I think it takes them like 30 days to do something. Let's take a look. Army of Africa. Alright, so there we've got the Army of Africa. Gives out a little more army experience, as well as some troops. But I would like to secure the northern garrisons. Yeah. Who else on sway? Let's suppress the strikes once. Oh, there we are. So they're now doing some challenging again. Western Aragon. That's fine. So our basically this chunk here will become ours once we trigger the civil. Well, when we trigger, but when this military plot finishes. U.S. The Neutrality Act of the U.S. All right. Anything different? Colonial assimilation policy. Colonial assimilation policy. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm still curious where they're going with some of these things. Old school, steady as she goes, which is a what policy? Ah, alright, so she's sticking to that whole democracy thing. Pity. I would have liked to have seen them go do something crazy. But it's not to be. 100 days. So yeah, what they do is when they do these things like concessions to the left and all that, they get more days added, which lets them do more and more things. We were fighting them on all the fronts. We are trying to take territory. All those good things. 94 days. So it looks like the road's not going to be too crazy. Friendship treaty with Italy. Ooh. That would be interesting. So there we go. We've secured the northern garrisons. We have the support of the garrison commanders in the north, with a well-timed concurrent uprising. Give us a solid power base from which to wage our war against the leftists. If our initial coup attempt should fail. So yeah, we get total control in those 7 territories. And as long as we have at least weak control there. So now we have a choice to make. We can get Francisco Franco, the nationalist field marshal, national sympathies, and they get to unify the National Front. So that would put us down this tree. I believe is the main one. Carlism by who's impending Carlist Uprising. Interesting. What else does that lead? No. This is... Going down this way would be... Because this gets... Yeah, this makes Franco in charge. And that's not what we want to do things. We say boo to the real world. So let's grab this one. We'll get rid of Franco. And hope that we can get along without him. 49 to 46. See what I mean? 98 days, 60 days. Let's do that. 49 to 46. So it's a slight edge for us, which I like. I'm always happy to see military advantages. Us. So here's the, yeah, here they are. They're trying to enlarge the weapon cache. So if they got that one, we would get 20% of the equipment in the Civil War instead of half the equipment. So obviously, yeah, we don't want them to be able to get that guy. That would be bad. That would be very, very bad. 50 to 55. They trained the Union youth. What can you do? Alright. We'll call it there. We'll come back soon, of course. And then we get to see how the Civil War plays out. Talk to you in a bit.